Danny Fleckton here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by former British champion and world title challenger, of course, Liam Walsh. Hoping to become a two-weight British champion in February. Is it the 21st?
19th.
19th.
Yes.
I knew it was wrong.
21st is a Sunday.
Right, okay. Against Paul Highland Jr., headline fight on the MTK show. We're all looking forward to that. How have you been getting on? Have you had to train over Christmas, presumably?
Yes, I always would have anywhere, even if I didn't have a fight penciled in. I think we know by now, you definitely do know us, Dan, but we just train all year round, whatever, anywhere. It's not so much a job, really. It's more of just our life. We just always train. I always will. Even when I had them 2 years at the ring, I always train. So, yeah. But obviously, with a fight in mind, you're training with more intensity. So, yeah, I've been training, mate. I'll certainly be ready come February. I'm ready now, but I'll be more than ready on the 19th.
With everything that's going on, it looks almost certain that there won't be fans in attendance. It will still be behind closed doors. How are you thinking about that? Kind of looking forward to it. It's not the right way of putting it, but are you ready for that atmosphere?
I'm going to have to be, but I'm distraught about it. If I'm honest, I was on the phone to Graham about an hour ago and saying it's not looking likely, is it? And I'm gutted about it. I'm really, really gutted about it. Obviously, there's many other fighters who fought before me and probably many after, but I really, really, obviously, I fight for myself, if I'm honest, more than any, as we all do. We're all selfish. It's a selfish sport, and we all box primarily for ourselves, but then obviously to feed our families and what have you. But the fans, for me, play such a huge part. I think I'll find it really. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm fuming about it. I'm angry. I'm gutted. I'm all different mixed emotions. Yeah.
I mean, you're going into the fight as a pretty significant favourite, I would say. I don't know if that makes it easier that the fans won't be in attendance, in that it's not a fight where people are saying you're really up against it and you need the fans for that extra edge. But like you say, you're so used to having their support because you sell so many tickets.
Yeah, it's always been. I've always felt the fans are so much with us, and more so than ever. When the chips are down, and I just feel, yeah, I'm so gutted about that. They're not going to be there. I'm still hanging on to a small percent of optimism that they will be there, but like you said, it's looking really unlikely. The fact that I am going to go into this fight as quite a big favourite, like you say, it probably bears no. The fans being there, whether as an underdog or a favourite, wouldn't have really mattered to me. I just loved the fans being there and loved trying to put on a performance for the fans. And regarding me going into the fight as a favourite or an underdog, that doesn't really matter to me. I don't think I'm not going to necessarily need the fans to give me that extra push. I'm just gutted that there'll be no fans in attendance because I've never ever fought in front of no fans. Obviously, we spar in the gym. Even in the gym, you got the odd person kicking around watching, and you still try to do a little bit extra because someone's watching. It's just going to be so odd.
Has Ryan said much to you about it? Because obviously he experienced it December the 2nd in the Golden Contract final.
Yeah, he didn't like it at all, and I didn't like. I was sort of a part of that, being in his corner and stuff, and it was difficult. Just didn't feel right. Nothing felt right about it. It was, you fight, you're fighters and you're entertainers, and if it feels like there's no one to entertain, it's like you're sort of looking around like, what are we actually doing this for? I'm lucky because I love to fight, so I'll still be loving what I'm doing, but it makes it so much sweeter when the fans are there. Definitely, it's going to be a difficult one for me, I think.
Just talking about Ryan, have you how's he been since that defeat to Jazza Dickens? Very respectful, obviously, on the night, put in a good performance, just wasn't quite enough on the night.
No, he got to be careful here because there's one thing I certainly don't want to come across. I definitely not going to make any excuses. There is no excuses. Ryan got beat by the better man. No matter how good Ryan could have been or should have been or would have been, Jazza beat him fair and square. And if people say, "Oh, but Ryan at his best," yeah, but what does that mean? He's going to win? No, it doesn't. It means Jazza at his best will still beat Ryan. There's no guarantee that whoever performed on the night was going to win the fight, because I don't think there's loads in either of them. Jazza performed. He stayed disciplined. He boxed well, and Ryan didn't have the required energy to beat someone of that style. Jazza, we was hoping was going to lose his discipline at some point, and and sort of stand there with Ryan, and he didn't. He kept disciplined. He done well. He boxed a good fight, but when we realised that he weren't going to stand and fight, which I was under that impression from dot one. I told Ryan from dot one, anyone with any sense or anyone with any soul isn't going to have. Is going to do the right job against you. You know, the blueprint's sort of there. Selby sort of done it. Dennis Serling give him a tough time doing it. You know, the blueprint's there. You take to Isaac Law, give him problems. Although I thought he won that fight, he's still giving problems. You know, the way to beat Ryan, he's out there. You know, you don't stand in front of him and stand and trade with him because he tends to come on top. He tends to come out on top in them. So yeah, Jazza boxed a good fight. No excuses from Ryan. Ryan will definitely never ever make featherweight again. Them days are completely over. That's not an excuse. Jazza was big on the night, just like Ryan was big on the night. Making weight, obviously, like all of us, doesn't help. So I'd like to see Ryan go up to maybe lightweight, do what Selby done, maybe 2 weights. Obviously, there's an opportunity at super featherweight, whichever. I'd happily. For Ryan, now obviously Ryan will have to speak for himself on this one, but if there's an opportunity at either weight, I've been more than happy and said to him, go for it at either weight, because Ryan in the gym sparring he's so much. And is it? We still haven't put our finger on it. Is it psychological? Is it physical? I think it's physical because on the night he ain't nervous, he ain't panicky. I thought that setting with no fans was going to help Ryan, because if you watch Ryan spar in the gym against sort of any sort of fighters you want, no one can sort of trim him up. He's in good form, and that's because he's at a good weight, and and that's. I don't want to make any excuses. I don't want to come across there that I'm making any. There is no excuse. There is zero excuse, because even if Ryan and Jazza both fought at 10 stone, they're both full healthy, both at 10 stone. Jazza could still beat Ryan 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, maybe. I don't know. We'll never know. No one will know. But all that matters is he beat him on that night. So there's no excuse. I'd like to see Ryan go up to super feather, and even if anything popped up at lightweight, even at lightweight, and just have a look, and then we'd maybe get an answer to where you know, if all of a sudden he was full of energy, full of life, and looked a lot more powerful like he looks in the months before a fight. I've seen Ryan knock more people down in sparring than anyone, and things like that. And then you get there on the night and it just doesn't seem to be there. So I'm thinking, is it physical? Is it mental? But I don't think it's psychological, because he don't suffer in that department. I don't think any of us do really, but I don't know. We'll never know, I suppose. But yeah.
What's his mindset like though? Is he kind of all right? Did he enjoy Christmas still? He isn't too disappointed.
He's gutted. He's gutted. Obviously, he's deeply gutted. He's been coming to the gym with me, as we always do. We bounce off one another. We've been very fortunate. I've always said it's our biggest strength. We've got each other. We've always, you know, seen every day. So before you can't sit there. Are we still on, Dan?
Yeah, we are. I've lost you a bit.
Yeah, we're still on.
Minute.
Oh no, the screen just stuck then. Yeah, I was just saying he's still coming to the gym with me and stuff, so he's still ticking over, and he'll be ready when an opportunity comes up. Psychologically, he's absolutely gutted, he's distraught. But I think the best result, the best thing happened. People probably think that's mental to say that, but I know how hard it was for him to make weight and just continue, just keep making 9 stone. You know, we were done with 9 stone after Pauling, if I'm honest with you. When he put in quite a poor performance against Pauling about 18 months ago, I think it was. We decided after that fight, right, 9 stone's done now. We're going to have to go up, and then we got the opportunity to go in the golden contract. And he sort of like bluffed his way through. Had a good performance against the Cuban. I thought he done okay against Tyrone McCulloch. At least he had energy in that fight. He had energy in his feet and his hands, but in the end, it just won't go. He dragged it out far too far. But that's not to say if he had full energy, he could still beat Jazza, because there's no guarantees of that at all. But yeah, he's okay. Psychologically, he's gutted. Obviously, he's mega gutted, but that's life, innit? If let's say, for instance, he got lucky and clipped Jazza and stopped him, he's then got to fight whoever next in another 3 months or 4 months and make that weight again. So it ain't feasible to keep doing it. Yeah. one day I'll reveal all. But yeah, right now it's he's got to go up a weight, 9499, and see where he's at then.
And talking of big fights at 9-9, neat little segue
Yeah.
there. We got Luke
Yeah.
Campbell and Ryan Garcia going at it this Saturday in Texas. You must have mixed with Luke at some point on the amateur circuit, even before pros, because you're about the same age and you both competed as high level amateurs.
Yeah, well, Ryan actually fought Luke Campbell in the senior ABF finals round.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan's never forgot it. Ryan's still bitter about that now. Ryan got 4 points deducted in the last. Well, in the amateur scoring back then, if you got a public warning, it classed as 2 points.
2 points off, yeah.
And he got 2 public warnings in the last round and lost by a couple of points. So he would have actually won the fight by the public warnings. And he got them for holding. And on the commentary on the BBC it was on, he was doing the commentary. I think Richie Woodall and someone else, and they were really saying, I feel for this kid Walsh. He hasn't barely held there, and they were quite like saying like, how the hell has he got points took off there, basically. And Campbell did rally on hard, and his coach Mick Bromby at the time also done a good job. He had quite a good reputation in the England setup, and he was on to the ref in between each round and niggling it, and he won the fight because he had a good corner team, and he worked hard as well. There weren't much in the fight, but Ryan's always felt severely robbed by it. It hurts him to this day. If you mentioned the Luke Campbell fight to him now, he'll go into a rant how he got he's swearing and all sorts, honestly. But I said to him, that's sort of what makes you, because you've carried that all this time, and it's like there's something, niggling you still, because you still want to succeed, because you feel like you've half been ripped off earlier on. But I've sparred Luke a couple of times. I sparred him in Sheffield. Did I spar him in Sheffield or Crystal Palace? I think when we was at Crystal Palace before we went to Sheffield, I think I sparred him down at Crystal Palace. And I also sparred him in the TKO once on a Saturday morning. We'd gone down there to spar, and he turned up with Terry Edwards at the time. It was at the stage when he was just turning over and weren't sure. I don't think he was sure who he was going with or what was happening. And he turned up down at the TKO with Terry Edwards, and had a couple of rounds with him then as well. I always thought I'd done quite well against Luke in sparring. I don't know if he probably don't even remember these rounds, or maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But there was nothing in them. We were just sparring. There's nothing to be said about sparring. But I always felt like we'll cross paths at one point. I always felt like we might, but yeah, I'm not optimistic that that'll happen anymore. But I'd love to.
Let's see how he gets on at the weekend. There's every chance, one way or the other, it could still happen.
I don't. Yeah.
What do you make of what he's gone on to from, knowing him in the amateurs? Obviously, he's Olympic gold medalist, but did you think his style would translate successfully to the pros?
Originally, I didn't. I thought he's going to struggle. I really thought he was going to struggle, but he's grown into a good size lightweight. He's a massive lightweight. And he's really grown into the pros. He's obviously had good coaches around him, and he's a good pro. I like Campbell. I think he's a really good fighter, and I think he's really dedicated. Any successes that Luke Campbell gets, nobody should begrudge him of any success, because he obviously he's massively skilled, but he's very, very dedicated. He's what I call one of us. Like he's really dedicated, and he don't blow up in weight and all that business. He's really dedicated, and he works hard. So I always root for them sort of people, because I am one of them. I'm not massively skilled. I just work hard, and hopefully you come good. And he's got more skills, definitely, but he's done well. You only have to look at who he's fought and what he's done, and for him, obviously, he's trying to get that world title fight. He's obviously, if he beats Garcia, he's looking at, is it Herney, I suppose, isn't it? Because this will be for pretty much,
for him, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'd say the lightweight division at the minute, that's probably the best route for him. Tefimo looks like you don't want to go anywhere near him at the minute. Although he has done rounds with Tefimo, hasn't he, in the past when he was younger. So he probably knows better than me. He might fancy that more than what the outsiders looking in might think. You ain't got a chance there, but he might know more than us. So I will know more than us. So Gervonta looks dangerous, obviously, whoever gets in there with him. That might be the best route for him. Probably is the best route for him. I actually give him a really good chance against Garcia. I think my actual opinion is he'll win more rounds. He'll win more rounds than Garcia. Whether or not he'll get a fair crack on the scorecards is to be seen. Garcia's massively he's got a chance. I read something on him a few months back, and they were saying how his markability is bigger than any other fighter in the sport. I can't think what I read, but they were putting him above like Anthony Joshua, Canelo. They were saying his mark is that just come up that. What's that?
Nothing for me.
Oh no, flicked on it. Yes. Anyway, so either way, I think Campbell will win more rounds than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia originally, ignorantly from me, I thought he was a bit of a gimmick, like an internet. He does all that stuff on that punch ball on the internet, and he looks immense, and you're like, friggin' hell, no one can beat this guy. But then I watched a couple of his fights, and I thought, I'm not overly impressed. Then I watched him knock out Fonseca dead quick, and around that time, I was trying to get that Fonseca fight, and I've got emails after he fought Alex Dilmagani at York Hall and got a draw. I then was on to MTK saying, try and make the Fonseca fight. It's a decent fight. He'll come and fight. I'll get rounds and all this business. Anyway, it came back with noise, took another fight in America, ended up being Ryan Garcia. So I watched that with intent because I was hoping that he'd give Garcia a good fight and then I could fight him after that as well, which would be even better. But then he got blasted in a round, so that fight fell. and then he then fought Ducor and done Ducor in a round as well, which I was mega impressed with because Ducor's a good fighter. So he's now got my attention like big time. And like I said, I was ignorant really, thinking he was just a gimmick because he had a good amateur pedigree as well. I didn't know that, so I hear he beat Herney twice in the amateurs or something. They had 4-2-2 or 2-1 or something. So he's obviously well schooled and he looks a good fighter. It's a really, really good fight, and fair play to Ryan Garcia. Fair play to Luke Campbell. He's going over there trying to beat the young fighter in his own backyard. And I'm really happy with the way boxing is going at the minute. Teofimo Lopez, Garcia, Devin Haney, they're all saying the right things. I hope it comes out. I hope it comes through because they're all talking the right language and saying, look, let's fight. Let's all fight. Let's fight each other. Let the best fight the best. And I can only hope and pray for boxing's sake that these fights all get mad because we'll be going in the right direction then, back to where the best fighters wanted to fight the best to prove that they're the best rather than protecting a title for money. We've gone through a bit of an era. I always call it the Mayweather era. I'm not sure boxing's in a better state after Mayweather. I think it's actually in a worse state. All right, boxers might know how to make a few more quid in the game, or they might go down different avenues I don't know, but I just don't think it's in a better state in general because too many fighters trying to protect their own and things like that. I'd rather see good fights and boxing will be in a better state. So they all look good. I fancy Campbell to beat Garcia, but I don't think he'll get the decision. I fancied Smith to beat Canelo last week. I fancied exactly the same thing. I thought Callum will win more rounds but won't get the result. So I actually put 200 quid on just the fight to go the distance because I thought, really, I'm stupid. I was saying to someone today, someone said, Canelo was 15-8 on points. I took 6-5 on just the fight. Yes, I told anyone who'd listen, well, I think Callum will win, but he won't get the result. So why didn't I just put it on Canelo? I don't know. I'd have got more money. So I won a few hundred quid on the fight, just going to points. And also, I do like the Smiths, and it sat better for me that I'd only backed the fight to go the distance anyway, because I didn't really want to back him to lose, because obviously my heart wanted him to win. And I was proven wrong in that anyway, because Canelo was fucking brilliant. He was really good. Callum couldn't really do much with him. I was really, really impressed with Canelo in that fight, because I don't think there's any other super middle who could have beat Callum as convincingly. So fair play.
You were that's wrong, but you still made a profit.
Yeah. So yeah,
Could be worse.
Yeah. I've been proven wrong in the past and lost a few quid. So yeah,
exactly,
it weren't a bad one. Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah. All right, well, really appreciate the analysis, and hopefully we'll catch up again before the fight in February. I'm sure we will, and we can talk a bit more about that.
That'll be the one. Yeah, thank you, Dan. Thanks for the support and keeping everyone relevant always, and you lot doing your work at your end to keep boxing in the media, should I say, the mainstream, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You're welcome, mate.
Thank you. Cheers, Matt.
You can share it all over social media.
Yeah. I'll send it to someone who can, hopefully.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'll get Graham onto it.
Yeah, all right, brilliant. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Cheers,
Take
man. All the
care.
best.
See you soon.
Okay.